Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm Anastasia, this is Lolo, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make my yearly spread in my bullet journal. I'll be sharing with you the materials that I use, how I get my ideas, and I'll also be telling you a little bit about myself along the way. So let's get started. So I'm going to use this Archer and Olive B5 notebook. I love the pink color, I love the gold flowers on the front, and I absolutely adore the strap that helps keep it down, as well as the pencil holder on the side there. While it does have a page in the front to help put your name, we're going to be making an introductory page. And I'm going to actually go in with a Kraft piece of paper from an A5 Kraft notebook, and I'm going to line that up with where I want it. Usually I sketch something down, but I thought I wouldn't for this video, so in a minute you'll see me sketch out the design. After getting it placed and everything, I'm going to glue it down, and I'll show you what I use for that in just a second. It is this Tombow adhesive, permanent adhesive that I got as a gift, so I'm not really sure how to use it. It kind of broke too, so you see me like trying to fix it and trying to use it, but I think it's really good. Hopefully if I get one in its packaging, this did not come in its package, somebody just gave it to me, it will work out. So I'm going to flatten that down. Then I'm going to go in with this Pigma Graphic 1 brush pen. And I love these Pigma Micron pens, and at the top of this craft paper, I'm going to write "This journal belongs to." And after that, we're going to write my name. This page is mostly for if my journal were to get lost. I usually take it with me most places because you never know when you're going to have to write something down. And here I am sketching out my name. I just used a mechanical pencil for this, nothing special, and I messed up my G, so we're going to go back in and do it again. But yeah, so I've been bullet journaling for only about a year now. That's my Acrylograph pens. These Acrylograph pens are a mix of paint and marker. They're not quite paint pens and they're not quite markers, but they are opaque, and they are amazing. I love them. I got a set for Christmas, and I've never used one before, and they are absolutely great. I'm going in with this white one, and usually I erase the pencil before I go over it with a white, but I wanted to see how it would do. It didn't quite turn out how I wanted, so I am going to erase my last name and go over it. Erase it lightly enough that I can still see it, and then go over it with the Acrylograph white pen. I usually let it dry and then add like a second later. Here I am just kind of styling the letters how I want them to look. Again, this page is for if this book is ever lost, you can contact it. It'll have my, I'll show you in a minute where I'll put my phone number, address, and email for any number of reasons. Also, if I'm unable to tell somebody those things, this page substitute as a way for them to see it and observe it. So we all have that information right there. It's important information, in my opinion, to have no matter where you go. As I'm doing this, let me tell you that I grew up in a very small town in Mississippi. I had a lot of brothers and sisters. I'm actually the oldest of triplets. Currently, I live in South Carolina, but I'll be moving soon to Washington, although that date is not set in stone, mostly because my husband's military, and so dates tend to change, but at some point we are moving to Washington. And I love to bullet journal. I've loved to draw since I was very young, and bullet journaling has really helped me get back into that. I'm going to go back in again with the Pigma Micron pen I used earlier to write "This journal belongs to," and I'm going to write phone, email, and address. I'm not going to put that information down right now because I don't feel comfortable putting it out there for everybody. But after this video, I'll go back and put my phone and email. I'm going to go with this red Acrylograph pen. I'm going to shake it up so the paint gets all stirred around. And then I want to draw a circle. It's not a perfect circle. I do like to freehand a lot. I kind of like that look that a freehand has. And so what I'll do is I'll just go in here and I'll color in the circle, and then I'll wait for it to dry and then color in it a little bit more to make sure that it has that opaque red look that I want. The theme for my yearly spread and my specialty pages is kind of like a boho style. I really wanted something that was just really chill, and that's just kind of what I equate it to. I'm going in with a peach Acrylograph pen to draw a sun, and then the red pen again. I kind of adjusted it a little bit. Now I'm using the peach pen to draw some leaves. And again, I'm just freehanding it. You can just The thing with bullet journals is you can make them however you want. These are for you. I'm going with some washi tape. I got all 3 of these washi tapes from Hobby Lobby a while back, as, again, a Christmas gift, but I was able to pick them out, so I did get what I wanted. It's just somebody bought them for me. But yeah, no, bullet journaling, I've used as a creative outlet, and I try not to compare myself to anybody else. I get inspiration from different YouTubers and Pinterest boards, but I don't compare myself to them because this is just for me. This is for me. So if I like my bullet journal, if I like what I'm doing, and if I think that it's pretty and creative, then I've accomplished my goal. I'm not here to be the best in bullet journaling. But yeah, that's the introductory page. And now we're going to move on to probably what is the most important page in the book. After tracing it out, this is my emergency contacts page. After tracing it out, I'm going to go in with the Pigma Micron Graphic 3 pen, and I'm going to draw out the word emergency. And the biggest reason for this page is to, if you were to ever be in an accident or something, or you weren't able to tell somebody to call someone, for whatever reason, good or bad, they could go in here and contact that person if you don't have your phone or something with you. It's also a good place, at the bottom you'll see medical information. It's also a good place to list allergies, medications that you're on, any diagnoses that you have, such as diabetes or epilepsy or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, this to me is a very important page. It's not going to follow the theme because I want it to stand out amongst all of my other pages. I don't want it to be lost in it because, again, this is one of the most important pages to me. I'm erasing my pencil marks now because I'm about to go in with the red Acrylograph pen and add some details. And I'm just erasing. But yeah, let me see. This didn't quite turn out as neat as I liked it to, but it still turned out to me really well. Again, I don't try to compare myself to other people. Some people may have a very beautiful, very well put together emergency contacts page. This is just mine, and it didn't turn out quite how I liked it, but I still think it got the point across about what I was trying to convey. Yeah, I have 3 slots for an emergency person. For me, mine's probably going to have to be like my husband is obviously the first one, but also then my parents. For you, it could be a spouse, brother, sister, friend, roommate, whoever you're living with. I have a place for a name, the relationship to that person, so they know who they're calling, like, if it's your spouse or parent or whoever. And then I have their phone number, their email, and their address, just depending on the need. This can also be good for if you only have a couple of contacts that you really need. This can also serve as that contact page. But I will show you in my specialty pages where I keep all of my most important contacts. And I'm going through with the Micron pen from earlier. I am coloring in those places, and I will go over it with another pen in a second. I paused because something was happening, but yeah. So currently I live in South Carolina with my husband and my puppy. Her name is Lolo. She is a mixed breed. I don't know what she is exactly. And she's just a hoot. I mean, she's all sorts of personality, and she is thankfully being quiet right now while I record. I'm very thankful for that because usually she is loud and boisterous and wanting to play all the time, but I think she's actually napping in the next room, so that's good. Here I'm writing medical information with the red Acrylograph pen. Again, that didn't quite turn out how I wanted it, but in that space, like I said, that's where we're going to put all the important, medical information. Next is I'm going in with a Sakura Jelly Roll pen. It is white. To me, it is the best white pen to go over the Pigma Micron pens. I haven't tried it on an art journal or blackout journal, but I hear it works really well with those too. And I'm just going in and I'm writing the name, relationship, phone, email, and address. And next to those squares is where you're going to write all that information. More about my kind of very small town upbringing. I had a total graduating class of 48, which was the largest that school had seen. And it was quite a lot. But now that we're done with that page, we're going to move on to another health page. and it is a period tracker. And now, if you're a guy and you're watching this, you may not be too interested in this page, but if you're, someone who has periods, well, this page could be important to you. To me, even though I am, mine are pretty regular now due to medications. However, I grew up with lots of trouble with my period during college. It was difficult for me to go to class. So, to me, this page is very important, especially because it can track irregularity. It can track so many things just by knowing when your period starts and stops. And if you want to, there will be a space in between every month that you can write special notes. It's not a lot of space, but it's enough to write special notes about parts of the week. Here I'm writing the month, just the initial, and then I'm writing a dot all the way down for every month. I actually got the inspiration for this page from Plant-Based Bride here on YouTube. She does something very similar for her period tracker, and I just thought it was a really good idea and a very efficient way to do it, so I am taking my inspiration from her and doing it very similar to her, but just with my own theme in mind. Fun fact, the entire time I was making this page, I was actually on the phone with my husband, and because I was on the phone with him, I couldn't look at my phone to figure out, and so I kept double checking because I'm the worst about not remembering exactly which month has which many days. I can get it like 95% close, but every now and again I just won't be thinking, and suddenly May will have June's amount of days and so on and so forth. The big pause was because I was actually talking to him about it. But here in a second, I'll go back in and finish it up real quick. But yeah, I didn't graduate from a very huge school. I went to a community college, and then I went to Mississippi College in Clinton, Mississippi. And I majored in music education, where I played trumpet, and that was a very great experience. Me and my husband were long distance during that time. We were able to make it work, and it's just awesome, and he was awesome, and he went to school in Maryland, and of course I was in school in Mississippi, so it was hard not seeing him for months at a time, but it was well worth it in the end, because of course we're married now with a wonderful dog. And yeah, I will talk more in the next video about my job prospects, because I actually have a job tracking page, if you will. And so, but yeah, this is my period tracker. Here at the bottom, I'm writing the key to my period tracker. Obviously, a dot means no period, whereas a square means a period. And I'm just writing that in with my Pigma Micron pen again. And yeah, again, this is very important to health, which is why I have it next to the emergency contacts page. I want to keep everything in a similar grouping. And it's just really good to track something like this. So here we are with the period tracker, and then we're going to move on to the last page of this video, which is the yearly overview page, but it's also a birthdays and important dates page. I'm going to go in, I've already sketched it out, I'm going to go in and erase my sketches, and just very lightly erase it so I still have like a trace of it. I'm going to go with the peach acrylograph pen, and write yearly, and then overview. I actually made a mistake on overview, so you're going to see a cut here in a second, so I'm not going to show you where I messed up, because it's a little embarrassing. But, yeah, so this page is multifunctional. It serves as a yearly calendar, but it also serves as a place to write birthdays and important dates, such as anniversary, yearly events, federal holidays, and religious holidays. So there's a space under each month to write the date that, is important, or the birthday. And I've just kind of sketched out where everything is. And again, this is going to fall in line with the boho style that I've been going with. And if you'll actually look, you can see the mistake I made. I just put my dot in the wrong place and just messed up where it says overview because my brain got turned around again. But yeah, so I actually was able to fix it with a white acrylograph pen. Once the peach acrylograph pen had dried, I did a couple of layers of white over it, and then just went in with the peach and was able to fix it. And so yeah, there it is. You can hardly even tell there was a mistake there, which is what I really love about these pens, is that they are wonderful for it. Every set comes with a white pen and it is wonderful for fixing it. That is the Micron 1 again that I've been using to write, and I'm just going to write the abbreviation for every month. Sometimes I like to be really close to the page. My setup for this was actually very weird. It was actually a wire music stand with my iPad sitting flatly on top of it, facing down, and I had no ring light, nothing. So it was actually very difficult to film these, so if the angle is weird, that is why. Now I'm going in and erasing everything over my markers and going back in. And I have my weeks are Monday to Sunday. I know a lot of people like them Sunday to Monday, but I like them Monday to Sunday because I like to plan my weekend together. And it just helps for a work-like environment. I'm actually writing it with a Micron, Pigma Micron 05 pen. To me, that's the best for writing. But yeah, Monday through Sunday is better for me and my schedule. But of course, you can do this Sunday through Saturday if you so wish. It's really just a personal choice for me. What made me want to get into bullet journaling was, honestly, I loved to draw growing up, and I didn't really do a lot of it in college because I was very busy. And so I kept a planner, and I always kept multiple planners. I kept a planner, like paper planner, an electronic planner on my phone. And along with that, I also I was looking at my video and I was noticing how on September I'd accidentally erased Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the abbreviations for that. But now I'm going in and I'm writing all the numbers. But I kept about 3 different planners, like I said, an electric planner, a paper planner, as well as a dry erase calendar. I couldn't think of my words earlier. And so I had planners everywhere because if I didn't write it down probably about that many times, and I was gonna forget it. I'm a very forgetful person. So once I actually finished college and I didn't have the need to have such a very busy planner, I decided I was going to make my planner because I actually had time to do that, and it was something I really wanted to get into. And so Christmas of 2019, I actually got a lot of materials, and that's when I started, and I bullet journaled all through 2020, and as you can imagine, my bullet journal was absolutely barren. I had no plans. I mostly just did it for the spreads, and there were many weeks that were just very empty. That's me checking my dates on the calendar again to make sure it got lined up because as you can see, 29 and 31 don't quite line up the way they're supposed to, and it's because I actually missed a number in there somewhere. So I'm actually going to go in with the Jelly Roll white pen and go over it and fix those. And so I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to move on. And once it dries, I'm just going to go back and fix it. I just ended up skipping a number is all. But yeah, my 2020 planner was just completely empty except for drawings and things, but it was a planner I just got from Walmart with materials mostly gotten from Walmart, and so it was great as a beginner planner and I loved it. And this year I want to take it a little bit more seriously. Of course, I've been uploading stuff on my Instagram, which I will link down in the description, and I just love it. And so I wanted to start a YouTube channel this year. So hopefully this will go well. Hopefully it's not going to be just me talking to myself most of the time. But I hope that you guys will all come with me on this journey because I've loved it. And if you want to start your own bullet journal, there are a lot of creators out there. Some who are beginners, some who are not. And I'm just a beginner. So if you want to come and follow with me, then follow with me. That will be great. And I would love to have you along for the journey. I say a lot. My bad. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm just filling out the days on this one, and I'm going to add decoration here in just a minute. I'm not going to add any dates yet because I haven't, even upon posting this video, I really haven't added much of anything. I'm going to go with the washi tape and separate each one. I'm kind of going to follow a pattern. I don't really like it to be random because sometimes in it being random, you just have things that wind up next to each other, and I want to make sure that there's at least some sort of pattern, so nothing, so there's not 2 yellow or 2 maroons or 2 pinks in a row. So yeah, I'm just going in with that again. I got this washi tape from Hobby Lobby. It was probably, I think there was about 15 in a pack, and these came with it, so there were a lot of colors. I had never bought washi tape before, but I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'm going to stick with it for the rest of the endurance of my bullet journal. It had a ton of colors, so hopefully I'll be able to use it. And I hope I can buy more. I'm worried it's going to become an obsession because I loved it so much. And it's just such an easy decoration to add, and it adds so much to the page. And now I'm going to add in the middle some more what I call decoration. I'm going in with the red acrylograph pen. I'm just going to draw these little half circles next to yearly and overview. And again, they're not going to be perfect half circles because I really like to freehand things. And so it's not going to be just perfect, but I just think it adds character to it. And again, it's mostly so I can hone my artistic skills. That's why I started my first bullet journal, so I could kind of get back into drawing because I lost some of that ability during college when I really just wasn't drawing much at all. I'm going with the brown acrylograph pen, and I'm just kind of coloring it in. I kind of sectioned it off to make it easier. I started to do it diagonally and decided that's not really what I wanted to go for. If you see the camera shaking, by the way, it's because, again, my iPad was just kind of face down on a wire stand, and it was a really weird setup, and so sometimes my shoulder would bump it, and I'm not over it. I'm actually kind of drawing all of this from an angle. And here I am sectioning it off again. So it was a little difficult at times, which is why you see my head, like, kind of in the way. But, you know, it gets done. And I really like, normally with something like this yearly overview decoration at the top, I would probably go in and make it more opaque, but it kind of looked like wood to me. So I decided to keep it like that, and I really like the way it turned out. I'm going to go in with the, well, on the bottom there, I'm going in with the brown, and I'm kind of making embellishments around the letters as well. And going in with the red and making smaller embellishments on the side. And I really liked how that turned out, actually. And then I'm going to take the peach acrylograph pen, and I'm going to draw a leaf branch at the very top. And again, it's just free-handed, so it's obviously not going to be perfect, but I thought this page turned out really, really well, and it's probably my favorite page in my yearly overview page. And yeah, that brings us to a close. That's the page, and I'm writing 2021. May this year be much better than the last. Thank you for watching. That's all for today. Join me next week as I make my specialty pages, and then in a couple of weeks I'll upload my January spread as well. Hopefully Lola will join us next time for that as well. But if you like this content, please subscribe for more. And just thank you again so much for watching. Bye!